from Beijing. Let's bring in the political panel right now. Isaac Wright is a partner at Forward Solution Strategy Group and a Democratic strategist. David Avella is the chairman of GOPAC. David, I'll start with you. So China may not want a trade war, but they're not backing down from it and can inflict some damage on the president, on the U.S. as President Xi, listen, he's peacocking on the global stage, saving face, if you will. So is it a smart strategy to use this public battle as a negotiating tool?
China wants the status quo. Right now, we have a $500 billion deficit with China. They want things to stay exactly as they are. But after now 17 months of the Trump administration, not quite 17 months, but after a year of the Trump administration, here's where the U.S. economy is. We have the lowest unemployment that we've had in almost decades. We have wages that are up 3%, which is a record over the last 9 years. Americans are actually feeling pretty good about the economy. And so what we ultimately are going to hear from the Democrats is throwing mud at an economy that's doing well.
So, David, the economy is doing well, and that's a great thing. I just simply ask you, this is the president's negotiating style, and it has worked in other cases. He's putting China on blast, basically. Is this a good move?
Most Americans would say the economy is doing well. What the president is doing, he should continue to do. If you're against what the president's doing, ultimately what you're saying is we want China to continue to have a $500 billion advantage over American workers.
All right, let me... Isaac, I'm going to get you in a moment, but I want to show a full screen of a comment from Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse, Republican senator, saying, quote, hopefully the president is just blowing off steam again. But if he's even half serious, this is nuts. China is guilty of many things, but the president has no actual plan to win right now. He's threatening to light American agriculture on fire. Let's absolutely take on Chinese bad behavior, but with a plan that punishes them instead of us. This is the dumbest possible way to do this. Isaac, so are Senator Sasse's concerns valid?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the problem, right? We recognize that something needs to be addressed in the trade policy, but Donald Trump is playing chicken with the world's two largest economies. He's playing a game of checkers with our tech sector, with our ag sector, when we should be playing chess. Where's the plan? Where's the strategy of how to do these things?
So then what should be the plan
Where are
then?
the
If nothing else
partners?
has seemed to work, China keeps cooking the books with their currency, and it is a lopsided trade exchange here. So what is the plan? Then what is the best way to do this, Isaac?
I think you just made a great suggestion. Maybe one of the things that the president should be trying to tie to this should be unpegging the Chinese yuan from our currency so that it's not currency manipulation. But that's not on the table. The president's literally not even bringing up the basics that you just mentioned as the question.
You can't tell China what to do with their currency. Come on, be real. Nothing has worked in the past.
You just brought up, what are we going to do to address it? That could be part of the equation. Where are our international allies on this in trade? What are we bringing in? Right now, the U.S. agricultural economy, it was projected last year that 33% of the annual gross farm receipts would come from export trade overseas. China is the single largest market of that. It's not an exaggeration with the Republican congressman's comment that we're talking about lighting the agricultural industry on fire. U.S. farmers right now are the biggest victims. The tech sector, potentially the second largest victim. We've got to have a strategic approach. This can't just be grandstanding and posturing and a Twitter war between our president sparking a trade war between the two largest economies in the globe.
But it is more than just a Twitter war, if you will. David, you know very well that there are some backdoor negotiations being had right now, and everybody, according to all experts, saying that Beijing is a bad actor, something must be done. And I ask you, David, in closing, do you think this is going to get resolved? Because these tariffs won't go into effect until the end of May. Do you think this will get resolved through negotiations before then?
Let's hope. And let's also hope that the members of Congress are going to do things that will help, not only with this trade deficit, but things that make American workers more competitive. Let's continue to get rid of regulations that are hurting the economy, particularly in the energy industry. And it cannot be said enough that China and Russia are both concerned about the moves that are being made to make U.S. economy more competitive in the energy sector. That's what much of this is about. Let's look at regulations. Let's look at frivolous lawsuits.
David,
Those
I'm
are
short
real
on
actions.
time, and in fairness, I've got to give him 10 seconds. Isaac, a quick response from you. I've got to go.
This is about the American farmer who is the victim right now of Donald Trump's reckless trade policies. There are ways to go about this, to do strategic initiatives. Donald Trump has forgone that and is threatening a global trade war at the expense of the American farm community.
The president is saying that he is out for the farmers and all the people of America. We'll see how this plays out. Isaac Wright, David Avella, thank you so much to both of you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
President Trump's decision to deploy National Guard troops to the U.S.-Mexico border getting mixed reactions, but the Pentagon says it's already putting plans in motion. What the Department of Defense is doing now to help meet the president's border security goals. Plus, the mysterious hanging